Many companies still sign long-term commitments for cost savings, but that can limit flexibility. That also locks them into that specific cloud provider. In your view, do these long-term contracts still make sense, or is it time to rethink that approach?
So it's all about the balance of trade-offs, ultimately. So you're absolutely right. You can go to one provider and say, yep, I'm absolutely happy to give you my business for the next 5 years, but I expect a cracking discount as a consequence of that. If you do that, you then have to accept that there is a risk associated with it. And several industry analyst providers are talking now about cloud concentration risk as a real clear and present danger to modern business. So what you can do is you can decide that I really like this service from provider A, and I'm actually happy to make a 5-year, 10-year, 15-year bet that this is awesome and it's going to serve me as a business. But if you do that, one of the things I'm starting to see people look at is exit planning. So actually putting in a line item in their budget that says, if everything goes wrong and we decide we don't want to do this anymore, how do we get out of it? And actually having that as a emergency reserve somewhere in a finance's deep, dark cupboard where they can go, we need to pivot. And actually that's not the end of the world. We can make those changes. In the same way that, I suppose at home, I would have some money put aside to buy a new dishwasher rather than having all my dishwashers be one particular brand. I will be quite happy to just buy the next available one if I need it, or then putting in a long-term service commitment with that dishwasher provider. I have rather tortured this metaphor at this point, but hopefully that makes sense.
It feels like we are moving into what you have called cloud economics 2.0. What does that next phase of cloud look like, especially as FinOps evolves into more value-driven practices?
It's a tough one. I just as a slight aside, in my last role, I was once asked to produce my budget plan 5 years in the future while I was running cloud for a major company. And I was sat there thinking, the things I want to buy probably haven't been invented yet. So yeah, it's a very tricky one. I think having a 12, 24 month horizon is a good starting point. I also think there's a big shift away from, not away from, but to complement FinOps. So FinOps has been a huge part of how we've addressed cloud in the last 10 years or so. And that goes some way to answering the challenge in the first one about overspend and making sure behaviors are reflecting what you as a business want. But I think that's going to move to, more seriously move to things like ValueOps. So value engineering, where you're looking at your business processes, how they map to your technology, and then measuring them accordingly. So this would be the idea of being able to say the cost of acquiring this customer might be $10, actually taking their money from the point they hit my website to the point I get the cash is $5, and then delivery is another $5, and so on. And so you get a full chained view of where your inputs and outputs are in that value chain. And that then allows you to start going, well, yeah, it makes sense to invest in AI to help my customer experience, because I can change the average customer retention cost from $10 to $8. $2 saving. I have 2 million customers. That's a $4 million back. So I can spend $2 million to implement that improvement. That's where I see things starting to move. And it also helps buyers and the industry work on the technologies that aren't just cool, but actually have real economic value for them as a customer. The slight challenge will be, 5 years ago, we knew that AI was cool. We didn't really know what you could do with it. And it's taken this time to work out, actually, it can help me with solving this problem or this problem. I think there needs to be it looks to me like there's going to be that reset to ValueOps, but that does present a challenge around the investment in the new or the esoteric thing that might become the next AI.
Let's just build on top of that. How can AI itself help organizations gain true cost intelligence? Are we starting to see a new discipline forming around the intersection of AI and FinOps?
I think so. I think we're going to see, yes, absolutely the rise of agentic AI into areas that we have only imagined at this point. But where it starts to get really interesting is a combination of A/B testing, let alone anything else. So putting in yet an MCP server or an AI gateway that allows you to break down some of these traditional processes that you would have into more context aware. So instead of having a first line technician look at, oh, my server's fallen over, you're able to get the machine to look at all the possible causes for it, narrow it down, and get to a point where, oh, I can just very quickly hand that off to a tier 2, tier 3 engineer. But using the same type of, and with the same approach, you can start to look at your financial modeling. You can start to better predict that, I'm definitely going to have a surge in uptick on the payroll server because it is month end and I need to generate a bunch of paychecks and email them out. Now, we know that we can program that with things like cron jobs to expand it in and out. But if you have more dynamic processes that could be, weather related. Let's say you're a big supermarket and you want to make sure that you're ordering more ice creams because it's going to be sunny in this county in the UK, but it's going to be horrible everywhere else. You could start to use Agentic to go, it's really warm there, I'm going to send thousands of ice creams there and redirect the ones that were going to go to all my other stores in the country. I haven't increased my costs, or I'm really bought any more ice creams. I've just diverted them to the right place. So I've become more efficient. And that's where it has a huge impact on that wider space of FinOps or ValueOps going forward.